today what we're going to do is continue on with what do you do with that list that you now have of your Powerbase? What do you do once you have that list? How do you contact them? What are you going to say? What kind of attitude should you have? The dynamic of a conversation that you would have with those people. This is Open for Business. I'm your host, Christian Hill. Open for Business is brought to you by Aggressive Marketing Solutions. Aggressive Marketing Solutions is your source for social media marketing. If you need a team of marketing strategists to help you create content, produce it on a daily basis, deliver it on your social platforms, and engage your audiences to attract more attention to your business, then you need to meet with us at Aggressive Marketing Solutions. All you need to do is visit aggressive.com today. Let's get right into our episode here, okay? Last time we talked about building your power base. Today we're going to talk about what you do with that power base, okay? Here's a misconception. When I first got into doing business and I had this idea of building a marketing company, okay, how do I get customers? How do I get customers? It seems like I went on YouTube, I went and started researching, okay, how do you market yourself? How do you get customers for your business? And everyone asked that question, where do I start? Where do I start? Where do I start? Gary Vaynerchuk, where do I start? Grant Cardone, where do I start? You know, and they all have their own answers, but really it comes down to you need to start communicating with people. You need to open your mouth, share what you do, don't be afraid of it, and own your business. When you're just starting out in business, a lot of times, maybe you're a person that is a 9-to-5 person. I've never really been a 9-to-5 corporate person at all, and I don't ever plan on doing that because I like business, okay? But if you're a 9-to-5 person, you've started a business. This is something that I think you need to shift in your mind is, when did you start your business? A lot of people, they thought of the idea that they want to do something that's their own business, their own idea, and they start it, and then a whole year later, they're still starting it. They haven't really done anything, right? Every time they talk to anyone about whenever someone asks them, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? They all say, oh, I work for this and I'm starting a photography business. They're always in the starting mode. They're never doing business. They're never in it, right? And so that's a mindset shift. You need to change that in your mind that it's 8 months ago I started this business. Now I'm going full cylinders. I do photography. I have a photography business. It's not I'm starting a photography business. It's you're owning what you're doing, okay? That's a mindset shift that you need to make in your own mind before you're going to be able to convince anyone else to do business with you, okay? The next thing is people are afraid and are unsure when they first start out. What type of communication do you have in business? Is communication in business different from personal communication with friends? Sure. It's definitely different as far as the vocabulary that you might use, the commas or whatever. Like in an email, you're not gonna write LOL in a business conversation. You're gonna be more professional, more concise, more to the point. You're not gonna try and waste people's time. So you're gonna be running that type of business communication. But really, do you need to psych yourself out about whether or not saying, hey, how are you? Or hello, how are you? Is it really gonna make that big of a difference? No, it's better that you just communicate. Just start and talk to people. Get yourself out there and make a whole bunch of mistakes. You'll figure out what works and what doesn't work. You know, like in the beginning of the people that we do live shows with, a lot of times they've never even done a live show before and they're extremely nervous. They know nothing about framing, barely know how to communicate, barely know how to do any kind of public speaking. They feel like, oh, my first live video is going to have thousands and thousands of people looking at me, and if I say something wrong, oh my goodness, they're going to think I'm an idiot. That's not the case. Probably what's going to happen, unless you have millions and millions of followers already, you might have 1 or 2 or 3 people that actually watch your live video. So hey, 3 people watched you mess up, not that big of a deal, right? You've got plenty more opportunities to get better, to practice, to improve, to perfect your craft. And so you don't need to worry about that stuff. Okay. A lot of the people that are in my network are my personal friends. Okay. The people that I talk to, the people I do business with, I try to build a relationship of friendship first, and then we do business because friends have trust. Business relationships need to have the same trust. So why would you want to do business with people that you don't get along with? Besides, yeah, sure, you want their money, but that's not going to be really fulfilling for you just to get their money. What's really fulfilling and satisfying is when you're out serving people, helping people. The things that you do help them in their business, helps them improve, helps everyone become a better person or whatever it may be. You actually solve a problem. It's the process of solving the problem and fulfilling a need that is going to be satisfying to you, not necessarily getting their money because you didn't really do anything, right? That's not really what business is about. I mean, unless you're just a scammer and that's all you're about is taking people's money for nothing. But I feel like most of the people that I'm associated with that are in this audience are not that way. Okay. So business communication versus personal communication, you don't need to psych yourself out about, oh my goodness, uh, should I say it like this or should I say it like this? Like, just say something. Just say something. It's not that big of a deal. It's better that you communicate, you open a conversation with someone in your network, in your power base, than be silent. Okay. So let me hit you with some facts about mining your power base. Okay. We're going to get right into it about what do you do with that list that you have. Now that you've got that mindset shift that you own your business, that you're going to communicate and make a mistake, just and not be silent. Now that we got to that point, okay? 96% of Americans own smartphones. Okay? Your smartphone, this little thing right here is one of the most powerful business tools on the planet. Everyone has one. Well, 96% of Americans have one. And text messaging, okay? Text messaging has become huge as of 2001. That's when text messaging in the United States really started taking off. Before that, it was over in the UK, like 3 years before that, and it was really taking off. And then it came over to the US in 2001. It started taking off. And back then, according to CBS News in 2008, I'm going to read this for you. You can read along if you can read it. Is the surge in text messaging is being driven by teens 13 to 17 years old. This is in 2008, who on average send and receive about 1,742 text messages a month. Teens also talk on the phone, but at much lower rates, only making and receiving about 231 phone calls per month. The report even suggests that tweens or kids under the age of 12 are also heavy text users, averaging 428 messages per month. Now, when you think about that, that's back in 2008. Now it's 2020. Those 13-year-olds and those 17-year-olds are now 25 and 29 years old. Okay. I text people on a regular basis every single day, multiple times a day. A lot of them are in their 40s. Some of them are in their 50s, and very, very few of them are in their 60s. So 20 to 30, for sure, they love texting more than calling. 30 to 50, they'll do both. And they'll do it effectively. 50 to 60 and higher, maybe not as good, not as common, but still, texting is a lot more convenient to most people than a phone call is, because you can respond at your own convenience. They can respond to you at their own convenience. There's very low pressure. But when you want to, obviously, when you need to really get your point across, you need to be understanding, you need to understand the emotions, you're going to do a phone call. But for this case, text messaging is one of those very, very powerful tools that we don't really use that often. And it's considered social media. Messenger app on Facebook, that's a text messaging app. WhatsApp is a text messaging app. WeChat is a text messaging app. All these different things are private messaging apps that we need to be using to really leverage our business, leverage our marketing on social media. Okay, another thing, the Wireless Industry Trade Association, CTIA, recently noted, this is also in 2008 by CBS News, noted the explosion in texting in its own report. It recently reported that for months of June, American cell phone subscribers sent about 75 billion text messages, averaging around 2.5 billion messages per day. This represents an increase of 160% over the 28.8 billion messages reported in June 2007. As of 2019, it was recorded that 8 trillion text messages are sent per day worldwide. Per day. We went from, what is that? 28.8 billion messages in 1 month of June 2007 to 8 trillion text messages in 1 day throughout the whole entire world. That just goes to show people use it. People are on their phone texting. There is not a single text message, and I feel really bad, okay? I'll admit, if you've sent me a text message and I didn't reply to you, really, it's not that I didn't see it, it's just I didn't want to reply to you, or I was too busy, or I forgot that I looked at it and I was maybe typing something, then I forgot to press send. But the truth is, there isn't anyone on the planet that receives a text message on their phone that doesn't actually look at it, check it, see that they got something. There isn't anyone that doesn't recognize that they received a text message. So text messaging is an extremely powerful tool for networking and communicating with other people. I don't care what 65-year-old man says that smartphones are the devil and that they're useless. The truth is that 96% of Americans have a smartphone, and 8 trillion text messages per day are being delivered worldwide. So use it, okay? So this is something that you can do with that list of Powerbase network of people in your Powerbase, okay? Is just start by sending them a text message. Something simple like, "Hey John, this is Christian. It's been a while since we last talked. How's everything going for you? Would love to get lunch with you sometime and catch up with what you're doing. When this week or next week are you available?" Notice in that I'm not selling anything. I'm not telling him anything that I'm doing that I'm hoping he's going to sign up for. I'm not trying to get him to follow me. I'm really just interested in him. I'm interested in John, finding out what is he doing? How's he going? How's whatever he's working on going? Man, maybe we could sit down and, just have a friendly chat, have a conversation together and get to know each other. Chances are is that John's going to say, he's either going to not reply to me, which is great, no pressure, he didn't reply to me, or he's going to reply to me and say that, "Oh, I'm good. Thanks for asking, Christian. Yeah, it's been a long time. Man, maybe next week we could sit down for lunch. That'd be cool. Yeah, I've been doing this and this and this." Right? He's probably going to be kind of vague. Then you're going to respond, "Oh, yeah, that's awesome. That sounds great, man. I'd love to hear more about it. Yeah, let's do lunch this time, this place." Chances are is they're going to say yes. Most people are nice, and they're going to say yes to sitting down for lunch with their friends, okay? The next thing you do is a little bit shorter. You can say, "John, this is Christian. How are you doing? Last time we talked, you were doing blank, whatever he's doing. You were building a photography business. How is that going?" You're interested in them. You're not trying to sell them anything. So now when you go and meet up with them for lunch, that's when you guys are going to be able to just be friendly. You're going to ask them questions, be a proactive listener, be engaged in what they're doing. Because really, business is about solving other people's problems. The bigger the problem, the more you make. So just go out looking to help and serve people in your Powerbase. So what? If you're a photographer and they have a problem with trying to find a house, great. Maybe someone else in your Powerbase is a real estate agent that knows all about housing. You can refer that person to them. Great. You know what that does? It creates your own little economy of people that oh, this person that you know helps another person that you know. Now that person, because you help them, is going to help you, because now they know that you're a photographer because you sat down with lunch with them and they asked you what you were doing naturally. Now this person over here that's trying to find a house who you helped out with another person in your Powerbase, now he's going to find someone that's going to get married next month and is like, "Oh man, maybe you need a photographer for your wedding. Man, I know the perfect person. His name is Christian." Boom. Dang. People lead to more people. How did that happen? One simple text message. Making a list of people in your Powerbase, your family, your extended family, your friends, your community, people in your church. So many people. You cannot be there's no one on this planet that doesn't have people in their Powerbase that they can start communicating with, open their mouth about what they do, not what they're starting, but what they do, own it, and then start producing, start getting some people to talk about you. That's what great marketing is. Word of mouth, word of mouth, word of mouth. And you can create and generate more word of mouth through social media. Guys, this has been another episode of Open for Business. I'm your host, Christian Hill, and this show is brought to you by Aggressive Marketing Solutions, your source for all business social media marketing. If you need content creators to help you produce organic, engaging content to reach your consumers, then contact Aggressive. Aggressive Marketing Solutions. Visit aggressive.com today. This has been another episode. Tune in next time, which will be Thursday. Tune in on Thursday, where we continue to talk about professional prospecting tips. We're going to build upon what we've already got to. So tune in Thursday and don't miss it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. This video has been brought to you by Aggressive Marketing Solutions. If you need a team of marketing strategists to help you build your brand on social media, then go and visit aggressive.com today.